Your pal Pro has been accused in the past of being negative towards Disney, but, well, that's really not true. I just do what I have to do, and that is call balls and strikes. So what do we think about this new rock and roller coaster starring the Muppets? Built upon the destruction of Muppet Vision, the most important thing I think Jim Henson ever did, his last and supreme work. Well, folks, what if we told you that Rock and Roller Coaster might actually be a win for Disney this time, and even for the Imagineers? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TPP, where all the news should be fun, and we're never done covering theme park news. Today, that's what we intend to do with a review of Muppets, not at Muppet Vision, but at the Rock and Roller Coaster, where Aerosmith has been kicked out. Before we do the loop-de-loops with you, click the like button, and it's time, 0 to 60. Here we go. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got some news coming out of the Disney parks. What is it? Well, it's right here. It's the Electric Mayhem performing. Can you picture that? Live at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And why would they do that? Well, because Disney brought in the actual Muppeteers, the puppeteers behind the Muppets, to do this, and Drew the Disney dude was there. There's a problem, though, I'll say, and we can only play this briefly, like 3 seconds because of audio, but here you go. There you go. That's all you get. But we can play it without the audio. It's music copyright issues. The problem is, folks, if you're wondering why are there just steady cameras held up and gimbals and shadows of that kind of stuff, I think this was an influencer event, and
I was about to ask this. I was like, did they put them out there for the general public, or was this just influencers? I
think it was just influencers. But we here love Drew Smith, Drew Disney Dude, and so we wish him well. They brought in all the influencers. I want to show you, they've redone Rock and Roller Coaster. They've put the Muppets in there. We've been very critical of destroying Muppet Vision 3D. I think it was a horrific decision, and I think they desperately need to bring Muppet Vision back. There's a theater right next to Rock and Roller Coaster. But here's the new pre-show. We'll play the whole thing, folks, so you can see it. Here's what you can expect at Walt Disney World, and look at all those glorious lava lamps back there.
Electric Mayhem, we should really be heading to your concert. We're already very late.
Whoa, look at all the looky-loos.
Oh, hey, the VIP tour. Welcome, everyone.
What's happening? Big Bob.
Wait, you have been at the studio this whole time?
Indeed. We've been rehearsing for the big show.
We're at the big show, and you were due on stage hours ago.
All right, problem number one, Marv. Kermit doesn't sound like Kermit. We knew this was going to be a problem, but I do think they've tried to mask it a little bit.
They have tried to mask it. I think he's trying to improve, honestly.
I feel sorry for him. He can't sound like him. If you can't sound like him, you can't sound like him.
He's the only guy in the world who doesn't have a Kermit impression.
I just don't understand it. I mean, hi-ho, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah, it's not that hard of a voice to do. You just have to get up there. You got to lift the pallet in the back, and you just got to do it like that, man. It's not that hard.
Yeah, but he can't do it. And so, okay, but we knew that was going to happen. Continuing on.
The big show, and you were due on stage hours ago.
Hey, Scooter, why didn't you tell us we were late?
But Gonzo.
Great crowd. They love my stall tactics. They can't get enough. I'm going back in. Here I come, girls.
I don't know how much longer this crowd's going to wait.
Don't worry, Kermit. The mayhem will be there.
Good.
No idea. Dr. Honeydew.
Oh, excuse us.
And I want to say here, this is a good gag. This is classic Muppets gag.
Yeah. And I got to also say, that Scooter animatronic is phenomenal.
I worry that it's not going to last long, but yes, it is phenomenal. I do worry.
So it looks like there's a screen next to him, which I'm assuming is going to be the B mode.
Yep.
That he'll just be on the screen.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. But it is phenomenal. But this is classic Muppet, and I'll say they've sprinkled Easter eggs everywhere. Whoever was in charge of this one, we're going to give you the official kudos. You did a really, really good job with a super hard task of finding a way to make the Muppets work at Rock and Roller Coaster. Hang on, folks. We'll get to the review in just a minute.
Tonight we're just testing the latest innovation from Muppet Labs, the lengthy immediate motion object.
A limo.
It's pronounced limo, actually.
How fast can it get the band here?
Factoring in the current traffic conditions.
You got a minute and a half.
It's a great reference, but
No, it's not, though.
why?
because they took it from us and they think this is enough.
It is a magnificent salute to all nations, but mostly America.
It's a glorious
you got a minute and a half.
It's a glorious 3-hour finale. You got a minute and a half. I'm literally wearing the glorious 3-hour finale shirt right now.
Perfect. All right, let's finish this. Let's finish real quick, and then we'll give our thoughts on it.
What about all of them?
You know how we feel about our band.
Right now, how about backstage passes for everyone?
Come on, gang. We got places to be and people to rock.
All right, so there you go, and we want to thank Drew the Disney Dude for this one. We could show you the POV, but it's really not. I mean, it's in the dark, and there are new signs that you ride through, and there's some Easter eggs that I don't want to show the POV, because if you want to experience it and see those things, you should experience that part first. But it's the same track, it's the same ride. Statler and Waldorf do show up at the end. Marv, I'm going to hand it to you. Given the task, and it's a bad idea to do this, but they executed as well as you could. Whoever was put in charge of this, great job. They do need to bring Muppet Vision back, though. We're not going to stop on that. And I'll show this real quick, Marv. Here's the courtyard right now for Rock and Roller Coaster. It's right here. This is where the Villains Theater is. You can turn this into Muppet Vision, no problem.
Easily.
There's room if you want to put a restaurant back here for the Muppets. You can also put a little area right here. You can't go into this area because this is the electrical stuff, the utilities for Tower of Terror. So there's no way you can do that. But they can turn this into full-blown Muppet courtyard for almost no cost to make everybody happy. Marv, I'm semi-happy right now. I'm actually impressed with what they did, given this was a bad idea.
Yes, absolutely. Look, I think that they did a tremendous job with this. And if Muppet Vision 3D still existed, I would be like, this is a phenomenal addition to Hollywood Studios. I would say this is a great update to an attraction. It's the fact that you did this not because there was a demand for it or because you wanted it, but because you were trying to soften the blow because you took away something that was so beloved in Muppet Vision 3D. And now you've sprinkled this with Muppet Vision 3D Easter eggs that I think are meant to be an homage, but end up feeling like a slap in the face. They feel like a smack in the face because it's like, well, we took this from you, but here we're still gonna give you we're gonna give you the minute and a half gag. We're gonna have Statler and Waldorf in their costumes from Muppet Vision. They're gonna do the we're bolted to the seats line. We're gonna have like props from the Muppet Vision pre-show area. And to me, like, that's just like, hey, we're throwing you a bone. You should appreciate it. I love the attention to detail. I think they did a tremendous job with this. I have no complaints about the attraction itself. The pre-show is breathtaking. They kept the penguins in. That scooter is excellent. Kermit doesn't sound like Kermit, obviously, but that is going to be a critique of anything Muppets that is done from this point forward. I think if you were to add Muppet Vision into that Villains Theater that currently pleases absolutely no one on a daily basis, that most people don't even know is there, I think this could be an anchor area for Hollywood Studios and people would really enjoy it. But that's a big if. It's whether or not they're willing to actually do it. You put the piggy fountain back in. You even put you put the hot air balloon back on the building.
Watch your language, sir. We don't allow heck around here. My criticism is going to be, you can always do more. So with an unlimited budget, we can do more. My only criticism is going to be, because this replaced essentially Jim Henson's greatest final work, they should have had Jim Henson's lines as Kermit somehow brought in. This is what they did with PhilharMagic when they got ready to do it. They used Clarence Nash, Ducky Nash, as the voice of Donald Duck, and Tony Anselmo's in there, who is the current voice of Donald Duck, if you want to call it a voice. But they went back and got Clarence Nash because they wanted to do an homage to everybody. They should have found ways to be like, Jim Henson's voice is going to continue to play, and he's going to be Kermit to the best of our ability. They didn't do that.
Also,
you mean they should have cared enough to do any of that?
Yeah, exactly.
But you've got no Miss Piggy in this. You've got no Sam the Eagle in this. You've got no Fozzie in this, which I think are big omissions here. One thing that I thought was cool is when you're in the queue to actually get on the attraction, the Muppet Mobile Lab is there in the corner. Vash and I found that on that Park Place.
Yes.
On yesterday, and I was
but it makes me sad because it's not out there running anymore. It's
the Living Character Initiative died on the.
Oh my gosh. Nat, what did you think about seeing that? Was that more than you had anticipated in terms of what they would do with the Muppets? I mean, they usually just hose them, so at least they got something this time. It seems okay.
Well, and I think they will continue, as with errors they've done recently with removing things. They just, as I think was Lauren or LWO said, I think they're just going to throw more bones to people to shut them up and just be like, oh, but they're there. Stop complaining. But I like the idea of turning it into a courtyard and maybe bringing in more of that, because if the audience is clearly telling you, if the customers are clearly telling you they missed this and they wanted to see more of it, well, then throw a bone. But they won't. They don't understand legacy anymore.
Lou, when you look at the Muppets and what the company's done with them, where did they go wrong? What could they do to bring this back? I mean, you think Star Wars is bad. They have misunderstood this property for like 20 years now.
And all the others. I keep talking about all the things from Fox that they've just ignored. I mean, they say, great. The part of the brain that bought it is not connected to the part of the brain that exploits it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like a lobotomy somewhere in between those two sides of the process. And oh boy, we got the Muppets. Oh boy, we got the Muppets. What are we going to do with the Muppets? I don't know.
Yeah, can anybody do a Kermit voice? Anybody? You can't? All right, you're Kermit. Mm-hmm. Lauren, when you see it, any chance you'd want to go? I mean, it looks okay to me. And Rock and Roller Coaster is a great roller coaster. It's super smooth, and the 0 to 60 is still just as fun as ever. So
this actually gets 2 big thumbs up for me due to violence to chickens.
Get out of here.
Well, and I have more affinity for the Muppets than I ever had for Aerosmith. So there you go. But
look, if you look at it, Ken Reinhardt just pointed out when I said which ones aren't there, other than Animal, there are no Frank Oz characters that are featured in this attraction.
Yeah. And
because what I had said was Sam, Fozzie, and Piggy, all Frank Oz characters. Animal was Frank Oz, obviously, but yeah, like they know Frank Oz. And those ones, they have acceptable voices for Sam, Fozzie, and Piggy.
Yeah, that's Bill Barretta, right? No, that's not Bill Barretta. Who is the other one? I can't think of him. Anyway, we can't stick with that one. But I'll say this. Now I've realized there is one more criticism. I wish they'd struck a deal with Steven Tyler to keep his countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That would have been good. Yeah. There's no replacing that on the ride. That is the greatest countdown sound of all time. And you know what, Disney? It's this simple. You can actually still go get that back. Cut a deal. Spin the wheels to 60.
It's Eric Jacobson.
Jacobson, that's right.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.